DreAllDay.com.
What we're going through here is an entire circuit off court. Obviously, we're going to start with a few warm-up exercises. I'm going to give a brief description of some of the stuff that I'm doing that, as you can see, my trainer Maria is taking me through. First of all, we're starting with the medicine ball, and we're just doing some reaches. Just warms up the hamstrings, warm up the torso, get a little bit of twisting action going there. What I'm going to do is give a little bit of a description of this move, then I'm going to let you take a look at it, then I'm going to come back in as we move on to other stuff and talk a little bit about those. So here I'm just into a low runner's lunge here, so I want to try to, Maria wants me to try to get that knee down a little bit lower to about a 90-degree angle, which if you ever tried doing something like this, you know it's not easy to do. And while I'm down there in that lunge position, I'm going to do some twists. As you can see, I'm twisting up over the bent knee. And I'm also, Maria's paying attention to that right knee that's in front. She wants to make sure that knee is tracking properly, which means that the kneecap should be pointing in the same direction as my toes. She doesn't want the knee pointing one way while the toes going another way, because that can cause problems in the knee. It can cause pain in the knee over time, especially when you play a sport that's repetitive friction, not friction, but impact on the knee, such as basketball, anything that involves running and/or jumping. So here, as I get into a plank position on that medicine ball, I'm going to go into runner's lunges, stepping forward with one foot and stretching. You see, dropping my hips down, lifting my chest up. So this is going to stretch out the hip flexor, get some movement going in the hips. And all you basketball players know that hip flexibility is very important. And the more you play, the more years and hours and miles you put on your body, the tighter that the body becomes, especially through the hips and the lower back, the whole core torso area. So anything I can do to help open up the hips, get them looser, is definitely important for me. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the left hand side. I'm on the left knee now in the lunge position. I'm going to reach down towards the right, and then I'm going to twist up towards the left. So loosen up the torso, getting the legs warmed up by staying down in that lunge position. These are some circles I'm doing with the medicine ball. If you want to try exercise like this is great for core. I like doing this even in the weight room. Sometimes I'll just grab a weight plate, which come in, 25, 35, 45 pounds, or whatever you have. You could even use a kettlebell if you have that. Make those circles. Try to keep your core tight and use your core for the movement. It's not really your arm movement. Your arms are just swinging. Your core is actually doing all the work when you do something like this. And you'll really feel it if you use something that's extremely heavy. This is more of our warm-up movement than the actual strength movement. But like I said, you grab a weight, you can see for yourself when you get into the weight room. Now I'm just going to single leg. I'm going to reach down. Obviously, I'm going to try to stay on one foot as best I can, work on balance. I'm going to reach down with the leg that is lifted, that arm, same side. Reach down and then kind of pull up with that medicine ball. Same thing, something similar you could do again with a kettlebell. You reach down and you pull it back up. So as you can see Maria talking to me a little bit there, she's talking about making sure my right knee stays tracking properly. So you see how my knee kind of wobbles a little bit when I go down to reach down to the ground, because it's an unstable movement. So we're working on stability, we're working on balance in this workout. So she's telling me to make sure that that knee stays moving in the same direction, stays pointing in the same direction as my foot. My foot's not moving at all, so she wants to make sure that my knee stays pointed forward no matter what kind of stress I'm putting on that joint by going down in this single leg balancing movement. Now in that same single leg position, I'm going to do some extensions here, which is going to work the rear deltoid and work in the upper back area as I'm reaching up with that medicine ball. I don't know what the weight of that ball was, probably about anywhere from 8 to 12 pounds, maybe 15 pounds, I'm not sure. I'm reaching up here, as you can see, I'm going to try to stay on that 1 foot and balance, which is putting stress on all the muscles around the leg, stabilizing muscles around the joint, around the knee, stabilizing muscles around the knee. The knee itself is not a muscle, it's a joint, so you can't really strengthen the knee. What you do is strengthen the joints and muscles and ligaments around the knee to make sure that they're strong, so there's less stress on the knee when you do movements like all the stuff we do in basketball. So now what I'm in is a curtsy lunge position, which is where I take that back foot and I step it across behind me, and now I'm just holding that position. You saw Maria tell me a little bit about keeping that knee pointed in the right direction, pointed forward. You can see how my right kneecap is pointing forward straight towards you. Now I'm just going to lift up and down while staying down in that lunge position. So it's just working through the arms, the core, and the legs while I'm holding that lunge position. Now doing the same thing on the left hand side where I'm reaching down, bouncing on the left leg. I'm going to hold the ball in the right hand, right foot up off the ground. I'm going to reach down and come up to a finished straightened up position while trying to maintain my balance on 1 foot. It's curtsy lunging position now with the opposite foot. I'm going to keep that left knee pointed forward. You see how Maria's trying to get me in a proper position while I'm in that curtsy lunge, which is there's a lot on the legs. If you try to get in this position and hold it, or even if you get into a lunge position and hold it where nothing's laying on the ground, you can feel the stress in the muscles when you do something like this. So we're adding in that core upper body work at the same time. Now some simple leg kicks, just getting the hamstrings warm. I want to go straight, then we're going to do a few going across, just to get the legs moving, warming up the hamstrings. Now I'm going to go across, so I'm kicking 1 foot all the way across to the other hand. Left foot kicks to the right hand, right foot kicks over to the left hand, so we warm up the hips at the same time, warming up the hamstrings. This is the most challenging one where I'm going to kick across to the right hand, to the left hand first, and then that same leg over to the same side hand. So with my left foot here, I'm going to go over to the right, then back over to the left. And the hard part is trying to maintain your balance while doing this and keeping those legs straight, as you can see. Hit that thumbs up button for me to like this warm-up workout routine. Any questions you got, you can leave for me in the comments. Work on your game, DreAllDay.com. Check the annotation for Work 52 year-round off-court training program.
Yo, what up? It's Big Brandon Carter from High Life Workout. Work on your game.